Hello friends, Mr. Fox here. Now you may be wondering what you've always wanted in your life. And that one thing is furry fan fiction parody of Conan the Barbarian. Yes, this is Equine The Uncivilized. And as per usual, I like to show you the weird comics I have in my collection. And they don't get any stranger than this. Well, actually, they probably can. But this is a furry fanfiction parody of Conan the Barbarian. And for whatever reason, the people who made this chose to make him anthropomorphic horse person. Now, this comic here, $2 from the 1980s is pretty expensive. Actually, because most comics back then were around that price. They were like $1. Now, here inside the cover, the people who made this talk about why they made it and where it's coming from, and how this all began. You can see the art there. It's pretty. The art in this comic is actually really good. Black and white, of course. They probably would have printed it in color, but being a smaller publication studio, they needed to save money, of course. Graph Express is the name of the company that published this. The story in this actually made me laugh and is actually pretty good. Some of the scenes you can see here. This is of the weird furry fan fictions from the 80s that I have. This is probably one of the more interesting ones. I actually like this one. It talks about in the little thing here how they had a party in 1983. And then this comic here was actually published in 1984, so that was a year later. So I can find some other good scenes for you to look at. Use Zelda to help me keep the comic flat there. There we go. Gonna have to use some extra help. There we go. Now, using the amiibos to hold down the comics doesn't keep flapping closed on me. Anyway. He's accused of stealing some orbs, and the guards are chasing him down. Now he runs into some trouble here. And as I said, the art is actually really good. You can see like the buildings and stuff in the background art. He talks about why he's having different arms here, which is actually just illusion of motion and movement. He's searching himself for items. You can see that there. But, this particular comic, I found this in the bargain bin for like 25 cents. And I was like, wow, this is pretty interesting. Why did I not see this when I was a kid? And, you know, as a kid, when I went to the comic store, there were two big names in comics that really stood out to me, and it was Marvel and DC Comics. Later on, there was Image Comics, which became popular because of Spawn. Spawn was probably like their #1 comic, if I remember right. They've had other comics that were popular, probably like Team Youngblood and stuff. Anyway, DC, of course, Batman, Wonder Woman, and you have Marvel, which was like the X-Men, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Ghost Rider. I love Ghost Rider. And show you a cool Ghost Rider cover after this, actually. And so the adventure continues. He gets his stolen items back. He gets really drunk and plays a poker game. Or he tries to play a card game, right? But Conan, those of you who don't know, is actually part of his story is that he's a thief. And he's supposed to be pretty good at it, too. And so, naturally, our furry parody of Conan is also a thief, only he's sort of bad at being so. Anyway, moving on. So what's funny about this is there's a scene here. This was actually made me laugh. He challenges him to a game of chance with this card game, and he's going to play with a rigged deck. Except the other guy that he's challenging pulls out his rigged deck first, and so he knows what's going to happen. He's like, oh crap. So, anyway, he decides to attack him and take his stuff back anyway, even though he lost that game there. Now here, he's trying to take a bath, and he gets surprised by this furry horse princess, obviously. Conan has to have some sort of princess. And he's like, wait, let me guess. You're a princess from a northern kingdom who was sold into slavery by a jealous brother who coveted the throne, and now you escaped and you are stealthily heading north again. How did you know? My name's Penelope. Castle Blackstone, huh? What? And he's like surprised because he was just being a sarcastic asshole. And she's like, what? That's exactly right. How did you know? He's like, oh, damn it. And so, the brook is yours, princess, if you'll just turn your head. Apparently he doesn't want to be seen bathing by the princess who was already there and watching him bathe. So, anyway, he talks to the princess here, and this is where it gets really funny, because, like, she's cuddling him, and she's really close, and he's like, "Ah, I don't like this clingy princess. Don't you have your own horse?" And, oh, wait, no, that part hasn't happened yet. So, let's see. Oh, wait, yeah, he's like, don't you have your own horse? And her horse is back there, but she doesn't want to ride her own horse. She wants to be close to him, so, you know, they're cuddling. I don't know if you can see that. See there. She's really close to him. He's like, wait a minute, don't you have your own horse? And if you look in this panel here, now you can see he's looking back to see her empty horse. He's like, oh, princess, you need to ride your own horse. And so, they put some thought into the humor here. And it works out really well. Of the weird furry fanfic comics I've had, this one is probably one that I can say really isn't too bad. It's actually pretty good. And, so, that's Equine The Uncivilized, which is a play on Conan the Barbarian. Now, there were several versions of Conan. He's also been called Conan the Destroyer. What's kind of sad is there were supposed to be more issues of this, and personally, I would have liked to see more of this. This is awesome. A lot of the weird comics I have in my collection that I talk about, or have talked about so far at least, are pretty terrible. They don't have a good story, but like the Outer Space Babes had really cool artwork. The story wasn't so great, but the art was really cool. This has a pretty fun story, and the art is pretty cool. And of course, I've enjoyed sharing it with you, and I hope you like seeing it. It's actually pretty cool. I liked it. Another cool thing I might be able to show you is the glow-in-the-dark Ghost Rider cover comic that I have. Turn off all the lights so you can see the Ghost Rider glow. Oh. Turn off the other light. See if you can see this here. Glow-in-the-dark Ghost Rider cover. Nah, there's not enough light, so you can't see it. But anyway, I don't know. I was gonna try and show you my glow-in-the-dark Ghost Rider comic, but it doesn't glow enough to be seen by the camera in the dark. Anyway, I hope you liked seeing the Equine The Uncivilized comic. And that's all I have to say for now. Thanks for watching the videos. And thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you next time. Have a good day.